What's up, my fellow gamers? It's Aviticus Dragon, and I'm back with more Albion Online in the closed beta. I just upgraded my armor and weapons to tier 3. I'm actually going the route of a archer right now. But as you upgrade your weapons, basically you do more damage. I think everybody pretty much does the same amount of damage if they have the same weapon. So I'm not really sure how that really applies to, like, if there's any, it doesn't seem like in this game that there's a lot of differentiation between characters. I mean, if you have the same weapon as someone else, you're pretty much going to do the same amount of damage as them. But I could be wrong, but it also does depend on how you spec out your armor. So for instance, when you make your armor, you can select different spells that they have. Like for instance, on this leather headpiece, I've chosen meditation, which increases the cooldown reduction by 1 second, and I've also chosen to increase my move speed. Now, you can do different things like increase critical damage. You know, there's different options that you have. So, depending on what you choose, you have to kind of pick and choose and sacrifice different things on how, you have to pick and choose. I like going for speed, but, other people might want to go for damage instead. So, that's one of the things that you have to play around with and see how you like it. And, for every occasion, it might be different. If you're fighting mobs, for instance, you might want, more damage. But if you're fighting in PvP, you might want the speed. So it could really depend on that. I'm just running around right now, just trying to find chestnut logs, which are these giant ones right here. These guys right here are just regular rough logs. So finding the right resources is kind of challenging at the beginning of the game because you don't know what the resources look like. Like this right here is a depleted sandstone node, and they're really hard to see, so you can actually just like walk right by them without even noticing them. I like this spell right here because it increases my attack speed by a ton. I just do a ton of damage in a short amount of time with it. And as you get better gear, you have better options to choose from as far as when you're crafting equipment. You'll be able to pick from more abilities. So as you get better equipment, you have more versatility. Which is cool. I might die again here in a minute. These mages have a bleed spell, which is pretty good. I actually need tier 3 wood and tier 3 sandstone to build my house up to a level 2, I think, or level 3. So I've been trying really hard to get my house upgraded, and it's going quite slow right now. Trying to find the tier 3 trees are kind of difficult. As the beta's been progressing, the developers have been increasing the spawn rate, so you don't really have to wait around for mobs anymore. You also don't have to wait for a lot of tier 1 and tier 2 trees and nodes, so they increase the spawn rate for those things quite a bit. One thing I did find out though about the beta is that they are going to do a wipe before it goes into open beta or full launch. So if you are thinking about buying into the beta of Albion Online, maybe just I would hold off on it, to be honest, because all of this work that I'm doing is basically going to be for nothing. You know, I'm going to have to redo it all again if I want to continue playing it in after launch, which I think I will, because it's actually a lot of fun, and it's a soothing game too. I mean, I haven't done any PvP yet, but you know, I'm just having a lot of fun crafting and building up my house and stuff like that. So it's definitely something that I probably will play. But they are going to do a wipe, and you know, there's already a ton of gold farmers in the game right now. I mean, I'm already getting mail messages from gold farmers asking to buy gold and stuff like that. So they're basically just like crippling the game. And this is actually probably the first closed beta that I've seen where gold farmers have targeted this game as, or targeted the closed beta game for selling gold. I mean, I know there's an abundance of gold farmers in, you know, games that have actually launched, but to see them this early is actually quite interesting. They must be changing up their tactics a bit. One thing I would like to see is if the once they get rid of the bleed damage, or once you're taking bleed damage, you should still be able to do stuff while you're taking it. You'll notice that you can't craft anything while you're taking any sort of DOT damage. I really like this other dash spell I got as I upgraded my boots to tier 3. These are tier 3 boots. I was able to get the spell of Rush, which increases your move speed by 120% for 3 seconds. It's pretty much an archer's dream, especially in PvP. I think that could be really handy. But I really think that Albion Online is definitely going to be a game that's really gear-based a lot. I mean, I'm already seeing right now that gear is going to make a big difference in the game. If you don't have good gear, you're not going to be able to, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like this is going to be a really skill-based game in a sense, like Ultima Online. Because if somebody has better gear than you, you're probably not going to be able to kill them. You might be able to if they just suck, but for the most part, I mean, with new gear, you get new abilities, and you do more damage. So it's going to be interesting to see. I don't really know for sure, but I think that's the way it's going to be. Is, you know, you're not going to be able to do a lot of cool things like you could in Ultima Online, where, like, you know, it was based on player skill. I mean, you could have in Ultima Online, you could have like 70 magery and still kick somebody's ass that had 100 magery and 100 resist and all this stuff. I mean, it really came down to how well you played the game, and you know, you use the world to your advantage. But it's still a little too early to tell, but I think we'll see as we get further into the game. I don't know if I'll be able to do any PvP before release. I'll try and see if I can hook up with some group I can get into some PvP combat, which would be cool. But right now, it's hard to find a guild that just, you know, doesn't want you to join for taxes, because I actually need 14,000 gold to upgrade my village to the next level, so trying to make as much cash as I can. Oh, that guy got him before me. Well, guys, this was another look at Albion Online. I'm going to continue to keep playing it. I might not play it as often now that I know that there is going to be a wipe. The only reason I'm really playing it a lot now is just so that I can show you guys more about it. But I'm also trying to figure out what path I want to take. If I want to do, like, daggers. I'm thinking maybe daggers or archery. Or I might even be a mage. I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of clueless But this guy's got daggers, and it seems to be pretty neat. Oh, that was the NPC. Oh, shit. I thought it was a player. Well, anyway, daggers look pretty cool, because I saw some guys dueling in town, and this guy with daggers just, like, annihilated a mage. And that's usually the case with a lot of games, is the sneaky types can usually kill mages really well, but they're usually not too good against warriors, from my experience. But either way, guys, stay tuned for more Albion Online. Don't forget to check out my playlist at the end of the video, which will take you to all of my other Albion Online videos if you haven't seen any of the previous episodes. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you again next time. Take care.